Political has an article, Brennan interviewed as witness in Russia review probe, spokesman says. Okay, so this is the daily facts. Let's get into it. The ex-intelligence chief sat for an 8-hour interview at CIA headquarters. And this is the ex-intelligence chief. It's the CIA. Okay. Former CIA Director John Brennan was told in an interview Friday that he was neither a subject nor a target of a criminal investigation into the origins of the Russia probe, according to a spokesman. The intelligence chief sat for an 8-hour interview at CIA headquarters with John Durham, who was selected by Attorney General William Barr to lead the review of the 2016 counterintelligence probe into the links between the Trump campaign and Russia, according to former Brennan advisor Nick Shapiro. So I'm assuming that is Nick Shapiro is the spokesman for John Brennan. And they're talking about Crossfire Hurricane here. Durham told Brennan that he was a witness to events that are under review, according to Shapiro. Brennan, who served under President Barack Obama, was one of the intelligence officials who signed off on an intelligence assessment that determined Russia interfered. Let me see. To help then candidate Donald Trump beat Hillary Clinton in the 2016 presidential election. Brennan's involvement in the investigation into Russian interference, election interference, and frequent public criticism of President Trump has drawn the president's ear. Trump has cited Brennan as one of several national security officials he holds responsible for special counsel Robert Mueller's subsequent investigation that consumed the early years of Trump's presidency. Yes, it loomed over the Trump presidency for, quite some time. Frankly, it still is. Brennan, according to Shapiro, questioned Durham on why the CIA findings are being scrutinized by the Justice Department, given that reports released by Mueller and a bipartisan Senate Intelligence Committee validated its findings. Well, that's not entirely true. And as you recall, when Mueller went before, when Mueller went before Congress to testify on the report, he didn't know. Honestly, he didn't seem to know what was going on around him, let alone the subject matter in the report that he supposedly was overseeing the investigation. He was the lead prosecutor. He was the special prosecutor overseeing this, and he appeared to not know much about the report at all and the subject matter. So that was an issue in and of itself. Okay. Let's see. Brennan also told Durham that the repeated efforts of Donald Trump and William Barr to politicize Mr. Durham's work have been appalling and have tarnished the independence and integrity of the Department of Justice, making it difficult for DOJ professionals to carry out their job, Shapiro said. And just going back to the Mueller report and how they're saying basically it's untouchable, it's perfect. Well, there could be things outside of the Mueller report as it relates to the Crossfire hurricane that Durham is investigating. So it doesn't necessarily have to be just the findings from the Mueller report. I'm sure he's using that as a guide, but okay, Shapiro said that it's Brennan's fervent hope that the results of the Durham review will be apolitical and not influenced by personal or partisan agendas. The DOJ did not respond to a request for comment. Trump stripped Brennan of his security clearance in 2018, saying his erratic conduct and behavior posed risks. The move was widely criticized by former intelligence officials, and we know that he did definitely take his that President Trump did strip Brennan of his security clearance because John Brennan was writing a book and he was unable to get in, get into the where they have the secured information. He was not able to access it, that database, and so he knew then that his security clearance was taken. Durham's probe, which Trump allies hope could boost the president before the November election, secured its first guilty plea on Wednesday when a former FBI attorney pleaded guilty to altering an email used to seek surveillance warrants against former Trump campaign advisor Carter Page. And that former FBI attorney is Kevin Kleinsmith. He pled guilty, as it says here. He went before the judge and he pled guilty. And he goes back, I believe, in mid-September 2020 to go before the judge to find out what the sentence is. It's been said it can be 0 to 6 months, but it's ultimately up to the judge. I do have one question about that. The FBI attorney, he altered an email, and I just want to know how he managed to do that. Because you can't alter, I mean, he's an attorney, he's not a computer IT whiz. I mean, so he may be, but how does one alter an email? Because once you send that email, how do you alter it? I suppose you could print it out and do some manipulating that way and then scan it and send it off. I don't know, but anyway, I digress. All right, so that is the story. Let's take a look at Brennan's Twitter and see if he has tweeted lately. Okay, so it looks like the last tweet was on August 18th. He's barking at Senator Marco Rubio. And then August 11th. So August the 18th was the last Brennan tweet. Let's go over to Nick Shapiro. That was the spokesperson that we were just reading in the article. And let's go back here and see who Nick Shapiro is exactly. So founder and CEO, 10th Avenue Consulting. He's the former CIA Deputy Chief of Staff and spokesperson for President Obama. Okay, so it makes sense. He has that connection in that, relationship with Brennan as a former CIA Deputy Chief of Staff. All right, let's take a look at, it looks like he has a thread here. So let's take a look at that thread. Okay, where does it start? It starts here. Okay, so he says, earlier today, Brennan was interviewed by U.S. Attorney John Durham on issues related to Russia's interference in the 2016 U.S. presidential election. Okay, looks like some of this may come straight from the Political article, but we'll continue. Brennan was informed by Mr. Durham that he is not a subject or a target of a criminal investigation and that he is only a witness to events that are under review. The interview was conducted at CIA headquarters and lasted 8 hours. 8 hours is a long time. I mean, that's a long time. Brennan welcomed the opportunity to answer Mr. Durham's questions related to a wide range of intelligence-related activities undertaken by CIA before the November 16 presidential election, as well as the Intelligence Community Assessment, ICA, published in early January 2017. Brennan provided details on the efforts made by the intelligence community to understand and disrupt the actions taken by Russia to interfere in the 2016 presidential election. Brennan expressed appreciation for the professional manner in which Mr. Durham and his team conducted the interview. Brennan questioned why the analytic tradecraft and the findings of the ICA are being scrutinized by the Department of Justice, especially since they have been validated by the Mueller report, as well as the bipartisan Senate Select Committee of Intelligence Review. And we talked about that. Brennan also told Durham that the repeated efforts of Donald Trump and William Barr to politicize Mr. Durham's work have been appalling and have tarnished the independence and integrity of the Department of Justice, making it difficult for DOJ professionals to carry out their job. That was also included in the article. Looks like the political article, I could have just came here and read all of Nick Shapiro's tweets as it relates to John Brennan's interview with Durham. It's Brennan's fervent hope that the results of the Durham review will be apolitical and not influenced by personal or partisan agendas. And the entire Durham investigation is a cover for Barr being able to obtain all the classified. Oh, I'm sorry. That's Peggy. She's responding, but I like this. Let's read it. The entire Durham investigation is a cover for Barr being able to obtain all the classified information he wants so he can try to keep his fellow conspirators, excuse me, free and pass U.S. intelligence to Putin. IMHO. Also, I believe Durham is unaware he is being used as a cover for Barr. Okay, well, other people have comments, but Peggy seems to think that it's all a ruse. All right, well, that's it. So Durham has already been finally interviewed, and we'll see what shakes out of that interview as coming days and weeks and months ahead. So thanks for stopping by the Daily Facts, and we'll talk again soon. And oh, if you feel like liking, sharing, and leaving a comment below, by all means do so. Take care, and we'll talk again soon. Bye.